All right, big tech censorship is snowballing out of control, as we've said before. Remember, a sitting president, President Trump, he was banned while in office from most social media platforms. Then last week, YouTube and Google started censoring anyone who would question the efficacy of COVID-19 vaccines. And now they've gone a step further and announced that they will demonetize content that challenges climate change. It begs the question, is their quest to ban what they call misinformation un-American? Well, let's bring our panel of experts, the president of the Heartland Institute, James Taylor, along with the executive director of the CO2 Coalition, Greg Wrightstone. Gentlemen, good to see you both. James, I want to start with you. It seems like they're blocking the American people from seeing any content that they don't want to see or that doesn't conform with the narrative. It's like these companies are making it impossible for people who may think differently, who question some of these narratives, to make any money. So I guess the question is, how bad do you really think this is, and are conservatives going to be forced to go somewhere else if they have a competing idea?
Well, Sean, this is digital age book burning. This is an opportunity, at the way they see it, to get rid of all content online that challenges the government and the environmental left's narrative on climate change. And unfortunately, there are no other places to go. The top 3 social media companies control 97% of social media content in this country. So they're basically affecting a blackout on any narrative that brings climate science, even from PhD climate scientists, that question the government's narrative.
So, Greg, let me ask you this. I mean, there are a ton of hysterical climate predictions dating back to the 70s that never came true. So why can't people question the issue of climate change? I mean, isn't that un-American?
Oh, it is, indeed. They need to shut up people like me and the scientists at the CO2 Coalition, because we're presenting the science, the facts, and the data that dispute this idea of man-made catastrophic warming. I'll give you one example. It's not Google, but it's Facebook. I've not been able to boost one post this week, and one just an hour ago I tried to post about the electricity mix here in the mid-Atlantic states. And Sean, if you look out your window, those trees, if you see a leaf, there's not a leaf moving on the tree. And what's that mean? It means that wind-generated electricity is at less than 1%. I tried to boost that post and I got rejected. They said that fact-driven post was contrary to their practices. It's things like that they don't want out there. They don't want this multitude of science that flies in the face of catastrophic man-made warming. And particularly, they don't like when we talk about an Earth that's thriving and prospering rather than spiraling into some ecological apocalypse.
James, isn't the discussion, generally speaking, and correct me if I'm wrong here, that yes, the Earth is changing, but how much are humans affecting it? Is that a better way to frame this?
That is a better way to frame it, but an even better way is to then ask the next question, which is, are we causing a climate crisis? Because if the Earth is warming somewhat, and humans are playing some role in that, and still temperatures are cooler right now than they've been throughout most of the period of human civilization, which is a fact, if crop production is increasing, if vegetation is increasing, if the Earth is becoming greener, and we're not seeing any of the forecast climate disasters, well, it doesn't matter if temperatures are warming, and even if humans are causing some of it or even all of it. We're not facing a climate disaster. This is what they're trying to keep the American people from discovering, because those are very powerful facts.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.